I'm Chuck Baggett, and this is Life to Life. Most of us understand why Paul had to learn how to be content when he was hungry. Paul says he also had to learn how to be content when he was full. Listen to what he says. I know how to get along with humble means, and I also know how to live in prosperity. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of being filled and going hungry, both of having abundance and suffering need. Now, you may expect the second half of that verse, going hungry, suffering need. Of course, you have to learn how to endure those things. But why would Paul have to learn how to live in prosperity? Why would having an abundance require spiritual maturity? Well, because having plenty can test your contentment just as surely as having little. They just test it in different ways. Need tempts you to believe God has forgotten you, but abundance tempts you to forget God. When you don't have enough, the temptation is to look at what's missing and say, if God really cared about me, wouldn't He give me this? Wouldn't He take care of me? What's going on here? But when you have plenty, the temptation is different. You can begin to look at everything you have and think, I'm doing pretty well. You feel secure because the bank account is healthy. You feel at peace because the family's doing well. You feel confident because work is going well. You have enough, maybe more than enough. And without ever consciously deciding to do it, you begin resting in the gifts rather than the giver. That's why prosperity has to be learned. Moses warned Israel about exactly this before they entered the promised land. They were about to receive houses they had not built, fields they had not planted, and food in abundance. And Moses warned them, when you have eaten and are satisfied, you shall bless the Lord your God for the good land which He has given you. Beware that you do not forget the Lord your God. Their danger was not only that hardship might make them doubt God, prosperity might make them forget Him. Paul had learned that lesson. He knew how to go hungry without concluding that Christ had failed him, but he also knew how to sit at a full table without confusing the full table with Christ. That's Christian contentment. It isn't merely learning how to survive when God gives you less than you want. It's learning how to receive abundance without asking abundance to give you what only Christ can give. Because prosperity makes a terrible foundation for contentment. Everything it gives you can change in a moment. Money can disappear, health can fail, success can disappear, it can end. People we love can be taken from us. And if those things have become the reason we believe we're secure, then our contentment is only as secure as those things are. Paul had found somewhere else to stand. That's why the next verse is so important. Paul said, I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. And the all things include both sides, the suffering need through Christ who strengthens me, and I can have abundance through Christ who strengthens me. Poverty could not take Christ from Paul, and prosperity could not add anything essential to Christ. So maybe the question isn't simply, could I remain content if God took some of this away? Another question is, could I have all this without making it the reason I am content? Paul had to learn how to do both, and so do we.